wanted to get your predictions ahead of tonight's debate. Obviously, it's a campaign event since his heart attack. So what does he need to do to reassure his supporters and maybe undecided Democratic primary voters right now?
Be himself. I mean, the senator has lots of time on task. What people do know about him is that he is a fighter and that he really works hard. So tonight is really going to be no different than what he has done in the past. And I know some people may be a little worried, but if the senator could not continue, he would not still be continuing. So people are going to see the same fiery Senator Sanders, up there on the stage as they always have.
The news surrounding Hunter Biden and his interview on ABC's Good Morning America right now is really dominating a lot of the talk in political support. Yes, unfortunately. So how do you think the candidate should react, someone like Senator Sanders should react when asked about this? And, what would you say when people say that Hunter Biden is essentially kind of typical of the D.C. swamp?
I mean, the senator is really going to stay on the issues. But when he talks, and he has talked a lot about a rigged system. The system is flat out just rigged. But you will not see him. He doesn't go, he doesn't go after people. So he's going to stay squarely on the issues.
Right. Yeah. We saw that he called Elizabeth Warren a capitalist last week. A capitalist. Oh,
yeah, he just repeated what she has said. She said in an interview that she's a capitalist to her bones. So he was just repeating what she said. So you
don't view that as any sort of a jab or anything like that?
No, he just said, look, she said she's capitalist to her bones. He doesn't necessarily agree with that in that way, that capitalism run amok, where the wealthy, the ultra wealthy get it all and the 99% get very little, that power is concentrated in the hands of a few at the expense of the many, and that he's going to do everything that he can to unrig a corrupt system.
Right. And final question, is there any concern in the Sanders camp about how, Elizabeth Warren has really gotten quite a bit of progressive support, maybe some support that would have belonged to Sanders in 2016?
Listen, the senator believes that you earn the vote every time that you run. He's not one of those politicians that take the voters for granted. People know what the senator stands for. And let me just tell you some metrics that the media is not talking a whole lot about. In a 9-day period, we gave a challenge to our supporters to make phone calls in the 5 early states. We wanted 1 million calls to happen over a 10-day period. But they hit 1.3 million calls into the early states in 9 days. To this point in presidential elections, Senator Bernard Sanders has raised more money, has more donors than any presidential candidate in history. Donors and donations. That is a measure by which we should judge the senator by and his standing with the American people. There was a map that appeared in the New York Times, you may remember it, where the senator's he was all over the country, even in red Texas, places like that. So the true measure, polls go up and polls go down, and as somebody that watches these polls, when my candidate is doing well, I'm saying, yes, that poll is wonderful, and when he's not, you don't really look at that poll. But the truth of this is that the ultimate poll is going to be won on election day, and that is really what we are fighting for all over this country, is to win over the people and to show them that Senator Sanders has the courage, the consistency, and the character to lead this country and this world to the next level where it should be. So we're in a competition, and we don't mind competing for the votes. We're not sitting up there saying that the African American community is a firewall. The senator understands he has to earn every single vote. And so whether that's, and all of them want to be president of the United States of America, and that means that you have to compete.